What's going on, people? Welcome back to the channel. KG is back. It's match preview time. Time for Leeds United to get back on the winning trail in order to get this promotion train back on track. But don't dwell on the draw. Daniel Farke said so himself. And I'm not going to. I'm going to listen to him because I'm not already dwelling on it. But I feel like, well, listen, we'll get into it in just a moment. Before I get into it, please hit a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, drop your comments below. Thank you to Parrot House for the super thanks on the last video. Much appreciated. Always supporting Parrot House. Thank you so much. And if you want to become a member of the channel, the memberships are in the description. Just help me out, help the channel out. So yeah, listen, we're not going to be too long today. Obviously, we've got the game match reaction tomorrow, which I've already put the link in the description for if you want to join me after the game, and we can talk about the 3 points then. But yeah, I mean, Gavin here, let's smash them 5-0. I mean, listen, we'll talk about score predictions in a minute. But let's just quickly recap over what happened over the weekend, because obviously it's important that we have a look at our rivals' results. And yeah, Southampton in the end, they've come through another one. You know, they've got rid of their 2-game losing skid, or was it 2-3 games, whichever it was, and you know, get 3 precious points at Birmingham City. And it looked for the longest time that it wasn't going to happen, but they did that. I guess the most surprising one was this one. I did not see that coming. I did not see this one coming at all, and it just shows you, doesn't it? I mean, we played earlier, I guess, so you never know what the mentality would have been. But we with us drawing our game and Leicester losing, you know, we could have been what 3 points back of them, or something like that. So yeah, I mean, it just shows you, doesn't it? But yeah, I never had QPR down to beat Leicester. But the ones, and I've already said it already, to dismiss Ipswich is a bit foolish for people to do. I don't know why people have been dismissing them so much. But they got a nice clean sheet 2-0 win away from against Plymouth. And I saw Kiefer Moore. Kiefer Moore's doing exactly as advertised, exactly what I thought he was going to do in this division. And he's a difference maker. You know, people laughed at it, scoffed at it, mocked it. I know what I'm talking about, so I don't really care too much for those kind of things. But Kiefer Moore is doing exactly as advertised for Ipswich Town, and he's been a game changer for them. He's been a game changer. Let's have a look. Yeah, Rob's here. Evening, KG. Stoke is a must win. They're all must wins, Rob's. I'll say that there's no point saying any game, you know, get a point here, get 3 points there. They're all must wins at this stage now, because we just don't know these results. We don't know what Ipswich, Southampton are going to do, and we'll get up the upcoming fixtures in a bit. But you just can't predict it, and the best remedy for that is just to win your games. You know, people say it's impossible. We just, you know, what did we go on, a 10-match winning run, 9-match winning run? So, you know, it's possible to get, you know, restart another one in this division. So we need to do it. Yeah, and Ipswich are not falling off. I don't know why, you know, people, you know, looked at Ipswich and said they were going away. I said just keep an eye on them, man. And you know, they currently hold, as we do this today, second place. So there you go. Yeah, it was two losses in a row for Southampton. So yeah, yeah, they're currently in second place, so we are no longer in the driving seat now. So it's not in our hands anymore, as Robbie would say. It's not in our hands. It's all in our hands. Well, it's not in our hands anymore, people. So now we have to now hope that Ipswich start to drop points. It's not about just what we do now. It's about what the teams above us do. But yeah, let's have a look. Let me just have a look at something here. Shout out to you, Ruben. Thank you thank you, Ruben. And Matt here, Ipswich have so many goals in their locker, they're not going away. They're not. They're absolutely not, man. But what I was going to say, I mean, Daniel Farke pretty much alluded to that today as well. Let me just go on to his comments from today. Let me just click off some of these screens. There's so many tabs open. Crazy stuff. Okay, right. Including my own. Okay, so yeah, Daniel Farke was asked about just lifting the dressing room spirit and what they need to do. And because as he said today, I'm just quoting and paraphrasing here. If you want to watch it, it's on the Leeds United channel. But you know, as Popey's put here, pretty young side, one experience in winning recently. Never underestimate a point in the road. On the road, it's a small step forward. And he was just saying, because the players have been so used to winning, it felt like a defeat. And that's how we all felt. Listen, we did the match reaction. I forgot that we actually drew the game. It felt like we actually lost the game the way that we're talking, but because we know every point is precious. And And Danny Farke was saying that today, just remember we've won 9 in 10. Don't dwell on this result, and we go again. And he's exactly right. I'm in that camp. You don't do all the hard work that we've done so far this calendar year just to think that it's all going to fall off track because of one draw away from home against Huddersfield. Like how Daniel Farke kind of didn't go with the script today. He's been pretty, as he would like to say, respectable today up to this point. But as you can tell, we're getting into March now. We're getting into the crunch time. And he was talking today about how they should have had a red card before. And I said that in the match reaction, that foul on Somerville where he raked down the back of his leg, that's a red card in the Premier League. It's a red card anywhere, but in the Championship, like Danny Farke said, out away from home, you're probably not going to get that. But it should have been a red card. And he's talking about things like that more often now, where before he was just like, what did he say before? Whatever the referee decides, we respect the referee. Not too much today. But he was talking about the point today. He was always talking about the point being a good point. Like when you spend too much money on a dinner and it don't taste that good, but you have to convince yourself, say, you know what, this dinner weren't so bad, it was all right, he was all right. I think he was trying to convince himself more that the point was a good point because he knew, and he said it all today. He said it was a Huddersfield team that basically weren't very good at football when he compared them to Stoke. He was talking about the differences between the physicality that Stoke will bring. He said that Stoke, probably paraphrasing here, can play football a little bit more. He was talking about the 10 men of Huddersfield. He said it was a perfect opportunity. If we take our opportunity earlier between Glenn Kamara and Somerville, then we go 1-0 up. It's a different game. But look, he knows what we've got to do tomorrow, and we know he knows that 3 points is a must. Let's have a look. Les here saying, yep, KG, I'm one of those who thought Ipswich would drop off purely because they let in too many goals and always scoring added time. But credit to them, they're doing the biz. Yeah, I keep seeing that as well. About luck, but you create your own luck, people. You absolutely create your own luck. Look, we talk about Southampton getting the last minute winner there and everything else, but we also did the same to Leicester City. We were garbage for 80 minutes of the game, and in the last 10 minutes we come through. We absolutely come through. And just like this game against Huddersfield, he mentioned a few times about the possession being so high. It's like Jose Mourinho and many managers have said, but I remember Jose Mourinho saying, well, they can have their 80 possession, but we'll take the 3 points. And that's the way that you have to look at it. Sometimes possession is not a meaningless stat, but when you've got 80% possession and you hardly carve out any chances, it is a meaningless stat. It means you haven't done enough to go forward. Let's have a look. Michael here saying it was either Chelsea or Huddersfield. I thought we didn't pay enough attention to the latter. Well, it's interesting, Michael. All the people that said, oh, yeah, let's just go out the cup and then we'll automatically just beat Huddersfield. I wonder what those people are saying today, but it is what it is. Russ here saying Farke deflects all the negativity away from the players. Great man management. Yeah. He was basically saying it's time to get back on the winning track. And I think we can do that. And look, a bit of team news. Jane Anthony will be away tomorrow to attend his mother's funeral, so that he'll be out of the game for personal reasons. Jamie Shackleton is in concussion protocol. Okay, cool. And Junior Firpo has a doubt. So he was also asked about Sam Byram if he can take on more minutes now. He did say yes. So if Junior Firpo does miss the game, I would expect Sam Byram to come in at left back. Maybe Junior Firpo take over the last 30, 20 minutes of the game. But obviously we'll see when the team is rolled out. It's funny, Nate. I'm gonna speak about this in just a moment because hold on. Let me just give you Daniel Farke's quote overall. Overall, we know we're in brilliant shape. No reason to dwell on a draw. Suggest if someone could guarantee him a win every home game, drawing away games, he'd expect to achieve the target of promotion. Cool. But here, Nate here talk about Joseph, and also Mike mentioned, I really hope Joseph gets on his first sub if he's not starting, and Les echoes that. And that was a big thing for me on the match reaction. It was something I pretty much opened the stream with is, where was Matteo Joseph in this game? And yet again, today, there was no mention of Matteo Joseph today, not one question. And listen, it's all about who played. It's not an accident. I think if he had started Peru against Huddersfield on the weekend and not Bamford, they would have asked a question about Matteo Joseph 100%. But because it was Bamford that started, Bamford's a leftover from the Bielsa regime. Obviously, he's got a good relationship with the reporters. No need to ask the question about 2-goal Matteo Joseph. Not even a mention of him today. So that's why I wasn't surprised he wasn't mentioned, because I figured. But I'm telling you now, if Peru had started the game against Huddersfield, we would have heard, Daniel, after Matteo Joseph's brilliant 2 goals against Chelsea, was the conversation hard for him to be left out of the game against Huddersfield? We would have heard something like that. But because it's Bamford, hey, Matteo Joseph, hold that on the bench. Is what it is, though, people. Is what it is. Do we reckon Robert starts? There's a chance. I mean, but he did mention today, and it's something I kind of mentioned when someone said it in the match reaction about Glenn Kamara having a stinker, and he did. But it was one of those where I think Danny Farke said you have to be careful with the line of, yes, players know that if they're not playing well, they will come out the team, but also you've got to back your players as well. So it wouldn't surprise me if we don't see Connor Roberts start the game. It wouldn't surprise me if he doesn't start, but then it wouldn't surprise me if Glenn Kamara starts the game too, in order just to back him after such a good run of form that Kamara's had with Gruev in the middle. So again, it's going to be interesting to see how we start the game tomorrow. Martin are just saying, though, apart from Byron for Firpo, Farke will out the same starting 11 Saturday, and that could happen. It might just happen. You know what I mean? Gavin here. It's now time for the experience. CR thing. CR 33 at right back and young Archie into midfield. I'm not mad at that, Gavin. I would 100% do that myself. Yes, maybe it could be time to rotate one of Gruev or Kamara, probably Kamara after the last showing. But what do you want to dent Kamara's confidence, like Danny Farke said? Be interesting tomorrow. Be very, very interesting. People with the impression. There was no actual impression there. I was just doing a generic reporter impression. You know, they all pretty much sound the same anyway. But yeah. So there's that. And so basically tomorrow, people, let's get back on the winning trail. And I think that we're going to get the job done, unbeaten at Elland Road. Stoke City, they will make life difficult for us. Of course they will. They're fighting to stay in the league. But I've got a feeling that the players want to put last week, in the rear view mirror. Forgetting, I know that we had a valiant effort against Chelsea, but we did lose the game. Drawn against Huddersfield. It's time to get the W's back up. So people, I'm going to go with a simple 2-0. 2-0. I think it's going to be grimy. I don't think it's going to be pretty, but I think we're going to win the game 2-0 tomorrow. What are you guys saying? And obviously, if you're watching a replay, please put your score predictions in the chat. Allison here saying we need to play Roberts and Dan James. So DJ for Nonto then, yeah? Again, I'm not mad at that. Yeah, Dan James. Let's see if he can get the form, rediscover the form that he had before Nanto replaced him. I'm not mad at that. That's competition in the team, and I'm trying to think as Nanto, he hasn't really done much, but he did mention about some of the players nursing knocks and kicks and everything else from the last game. So maybe that could be a thing. DJ to start. Not mad at that, Allison or anyone else. Les is saying 3-0, Gavin 5-0, Matt saying 4-0. Yeah. Whoa. Russ 3-0. Shout out to you, Barrett House 3-1. Frankie saying 5-0. So we're thinking we're going to absolutely turn Stoke over and blow them into smithereens. Yeah. Okay. I love that. I love that. It's good to see, because I did kind of not worry, but I did think, oh God, we've drawn a game now. Do people think that this is all just going to go off the rails? And I'm glad to see people are still in the thinking that we're going to get 3 points tomorrow. That's good. That's good. David here saying, I just hope last Saturday's sluggish, slow passing is put in the bin. Pass at speed and more movement, and we will bury Stoke. We're appalling when we're playing slow. Yeah, David. I mean, it's something I mentioned on the match reaction, and Danny Farke kind of confirmed it today in a way for me. But he was talking about how the play kept getting broken up by Huddersfield, and the game was only in play for the ball was only in play in the first half for 22 minutes, and players weren't moving as they should have. And I said, I don't know if this is the reason, but I just felt that they couldn't hold on to the ball too long. So some of the passes were going astray because they probably thought they were going to get clattered. And seriously, that can probably be, it can make you second guess yourself on the pitch. But yeah, you're right. If we pass and move the way that we know that we can, then we can obliterate any team in this division. But we do need to shoot a bit more and a bit quicker, in my opinion. We do need to get off a shot a little bit quicker than trying to keep on placing it into the corner. Sometimes just wallop the thing into the back of the net, please. Um, yeah, I have seen that, Gavin. Let's wait for us to come out before we make any comments, though. Yeah, just in case you're like, yeah, they should be deducted something, and then we're like minus 100 million. It's like, wait a minute, take it easy on them, man. You know, they tried. Yeah, yeah, I have seen the Leicester thing, but we'll see if anything comes of that. Um, yeah, it was a S house, David. It was absolutely was. Martin R. C. Rashford's goal could have gone anywhere, but why don't we try? That hit. It stayed hit. That was a lovely goal. That was a lovely goal. But you're right, Martin. And we don't have enough of that. I mean, Jorginho tries, bless his heart, as they would say in Southern America, bless his heart. But we know most of the time when Jorginho shoots it, it's going in the stands. Or like the other day, it went out for a throw in. No, I love Georgie though. Listen, don't take that as a slight, Georgie. But finishing is not his forte, is it? He's the creative spark. But I do wish that other people could just shoot outside the box with a bit of accuracy. It wouldn't hurt, would it? Instead of us having to try and move it in and one to it and get in between the gaps. Let's score a big old deflected shot. Why not? Let's not get one of those. Speaking of which, oh my god, Segway King. LUFC data and the club, finally confirmed that Archie Gray's goal against Leicester City has been reclassified as an own goal. And I did say that on the match reaction of the game. I know everyone wanted Archie to have it, but you know what? I've got no doubt that Archie will get his first one soon, and it will probably be even better. It will be a nice, clean strike, one that he can really be proud of. It was a great moment for him in the game because that's what turned the game for us. But yeah, that has gone down as an own goal, like I thought it was, because it was not going goalward bound. If we're being real, and Archie, he can try again, and there's no doubt that Archie is going to score at one point. Yeah, but there you go. So Archie Gray is still looking for his first Leeds United goal. See, I don't think they asked that one today. I think they're going to give that one up. I think we'll see. Oof. Um, but yeah, SJ44 games are coming thick and fast. Rotate a bit and get Joseph in. I said on for the preview for Huddersfield, I said it on the match reaction. I would have started him in that game, no problem. You start Joseph, high on confidence, he would have scored in that game. You can't tell what's going to happen, but I just sometimes you can just feel it, and I just feel he would have made an impact straight away. It would have hurt. It wouldn't have hurt, but it's just one of these things, isn't it? Until certain players leave, we're always going to have roadblocks in the way for certain players. It's crazy here. It's mad, but it's sports in general. It's sports in general. By the way, I mean, I know some of you like your ice hockey world. My Penguins are selling, people. We're selling. We're not good. It's been bad. It's been bad. The Napton here saying, love the channel. Thought our big problem Saturday was Jorginho didn't get given any space, so we just funneled everything down Somerville's side, and I think he's carrying a knock. Yeah, I think Daniel Farke did say that he did come away with a little bit of a knock, but I would expect him to start tomorrow. But yes, it was just going through Jorginho, and like I say to you, I'll never be mad at Jorginho for losing the ball 12 times out of 14. Don't care, because that's what you get from your creative players. It's going to happen. They're not going to get through every single time, unless they're stunning like Ronaldinho, which Jorginho is not there yet, people. But in the end, it didn't count for anything, did it? So it was one of these where in the Leicester game, he was losing the ball over and over again, but eventually he came through with some quality. And another game before, I can't remember who it was against, but yeah, we do need just to try and vary up a little bit at times. Well, I agree with that. So yeah, so that is it. And let me just get onto the matches, because I think it just shows you how important it will be to get the 3 points tomorrow, people. Okay, right. So let's have a look. Where are we? Okay, for Leicester to get back on the horse. Am I showing the tab? I am showing the tab. Yep. This is a tough game to do it against. I know Jack Clark has gone out I think he's going to be out for like 6 to 8 weeks. But that's still a tough time for them that's a tough place for them to go and try and get back on the winning trail. So, that's going to be a tough one for Leicester. Southampton against Preston. You got to think Southampton going to beat Preston, right? I mean, you never know, but Preston, I think, are more mid-table than anything, so they're not really playing for anything. So I would probably think Southampton will be buoyed after that 4-3 win at Birmingham. And then Ipswich at home against Bristol City. I gotta say, I think Ipswich are winning that game too. So in order to not worry about what other people are doing, we need to win our game. So let's get the 3 points tomorrow, people. Let's do it. Let's do it, people. Sorry about that. And yeah, that's a great point, Matt. It's something that we had it with Rafinha. I mean, it's an easy blueprint to make, except for Rafinha was playing with bums, so it didn't matter that he got tripled up on. There was no one to pass it to. But yeah, Matt C, when ups double up on Cree, we need to move it quick and make use of the numbers elsewhere. 100%, 100%. Oh, are they? Are they still in the playoff race? Okay, let me have a look at that. I didn't know. I didn't know. Part of my my ignorance. So let's have a look then. Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay. My bad. My bad. I thought Preston were like mid-table. Sorry, I'm a bit of a top of the table snub. I wasn't looking at what's going on below. Forgive me. But yes, okay, Preston. Yeah. All right then. Yeah. In the playoff battle. Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Ryan saying at the game tomorrow. Can't wait. Buzzing for it. Yeah, man. I hope you have a good time, man. Hope you have a good time. But listen, people. I'm going to end it there. Obviously, get your comments in and everything else like that. Give your thoughts on the build up to the Stoke game. We'll be back here tomorrow after the game. We'll talk about the in detail as always. Before you go, please like the video if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you tomorrow after the game. Peace out, people.